the mand scale, M-A-N-D. Those are the notes of that scale I was playing, and it's a beautiful scale. It's a completely different feel to me. It really has a very different feel from what we often play on this instrument, or we often play in a minor, pentatonic minor scale. This has much more of a major feel to it. And the scale has some really, for us, very useful characteristics to it. Because it has that different feel, we use it in workshop settings when we focus on emotions. It's one of the 9 emotions that's used in the ancient East Indian tradition that musicians have been using for 2,000 years to develop their music, coming from emotions. And for us, it really evokes that feeling of courage. So let's look at the notes. They're easy to play. The first note is all holes closed, and then you just pick up the middle finger of the bottom hand. And then one more finger. Then go one more note up, very familiar. You could live in that space for a while. Once you get comfortable with that, move on to one more note up in the mand scale, and it's an unusual note. I'm going to pick up the 3rd finger from the top. That works on most contemporary Native American flutes. It sounds like this. It's an unusual feeling, picking up that finger. You could practice it just by picking it up and down. And notice I'm keeping my pinky on the bottom of the flute. That does help to stabilize the flute. Flute is going back and forth somewhat, but it gets much more stable when you have your bottom hand on it. So I want to look at an alternate way of playing that note, because that note doesn't sound the best on all flutes. There is another fingering that you can use, and it's this. There's slightly different pitch on this flute. I'm going to try it both ways. And that doesn't sound to me as good on this flute, but it might sound better on your flute. Pick the fingering that works best for that note. The last note in the scale is simply the octave note. And if I'm going to play a melody in that courage style, I'll play a little bit more forte, a little bit louder, a little bit bolder, maybe put my elbows out a little bit and get the feeling of courage. So there's the mand scale. I hope you can put it to good use.